Have you always been wanting to get back on your art journey after a long break? Have you been worried if you would have lost your touch and are looking for ways to come back? Or are you an artist newbie who is inspired by the beauty and power of colors and want to improve your skills? This video is just for you guys as I take you along my journey into art and how I came back after my decade-long gap. I will also be sharing some tips and tricks with you so that you can break that barrier and start your journey as well. Hi, I'm Shravanti. I go by the name Aquarian Diaries _art on Instagram, where I post all my artwork and work in progress. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi. I post simple paint along with me's and art supply reviews here on my channel, and if that's something you enjoy, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. It does help me out a lot and give me more inspiration to bring out varied and unique videos every time. By the way, for today's video, we are painting this serene beachscape. So if you want to paint along with me, grab your paints and let's get started. I have added all the art supply details in the description box, so feel free to check that out. Many of us art hobbyists and enthusiasts have experienced a gap in our art journey, be it for our studies or to shape up our careers. Where I come from, being a full-time artist is quite rare, so it came natural to me that I chose a safe path and I became a chemical engineer. Even though as a child I was very much into painting and sketching, and I'm grateful to my parents who recognized the spark of creativity in me and got me enrolled in an art class. But as I finished my high school, all of this had to stop to give me time to nurture my path of becoming a chemical engineer. Here I am after a decade, again resuming my art journey. Like most of you would have felt, I was also very insecure about putting paint to paper again. Art, like any other activity, is a practice makes perfect kind of a deal. So the fear about how my paintings would turn out after such a long gap made me nervous, and I kept delaying getting back to painting. But that didn't stop me from loading up my Pinterest board with references and paintings that I would like to paint someday. Then it struck to me that the longer I wait, the worse my skills would get. So I began the process slowly. I tried sketching because they are quicker to complete and would give me the satisfaction of finishing an artwork. So after 5 or 6 sketches, I was confident that I was ready to get back to painting. Sketching, according to me, is a good soft launching pad, as it gives you the advantage of both line drawing, understanding perspectives, as well as learning about shadows and lights, which is crucial in bringing out the realism in your art. So I would recommend you guys to start sketching if you are doubting your art skills at the moment. Plus, it's just pencil and paper, the two most common and easily available stationeries at home. By the way guys, I have a video where I explain in depth about lights and shadows and how it transforms a 2D artwork into realistic 3D. Go check it out if you would like to have some pointers there. Now coming back, even though I felt good about starting my art journey again, I was pragmatic in choosing a medium that is easy, won't disappoint me, and quick to complete. Because the last thing that you want is a failed art piece. Back in the day, I used to paint in watercolors, oils, charcoal, graphite, you name it. So it was confusing what to pick up. I wanted the ease of medium like watercolors, but the flexibility of correcting my errors like oils. So then after digging through social media and Pinterest, I came across this medium called gouache. I had never heard of this medium, but looking at the artworks made by fellow artists on Instagram, it gave me the confidence that this could be something that could satisfy my requirements. So there it began. 2 months back, I started the 30-day challenge. So every day I would take out time to paint a painting preferably in gouache, and post it on my social media. The idea behind this was to see the improvements in my color mixing and painting skills over a month-long period. If you check out my Instagram page, you would also be able to see a marked difference in my paintings. And I came out so much more confident about my skills. But let me give you the not so glamorous side of this 30-day or even a 100-day challenge. One route to take is choose simple art references, paint simple paintings like the evening skies, bright seascapes, or even some silhouette paintings. Explore colors, learn color mixing techniques for 30 days. The benefit is that you don't burn yourself out, but the improvement skills may not be that satisfying. But this route is highly recommended for my art beginners because the priority then is to make yourself comfortable with paints, to fall in love with colors. Choosing complex references or painting realistic pieces could be counterproductive, as it's really easy to mess up and then one would feel dejected and you would lose any interest in painting that you may have built up. The other route is where you choose challenging pieces every day, each with something new to offer, and then paint them. The offside is that it can cause extreme art burnout. The art pieces I used to paint for these 30 days took me an average of 5 hours, and that's a lot for daily practice. But the improvement in skills is exponential. As a person who has a full-time job and is married, this was a dicey situation to be in, but I was adamant that I push through these 30 days so that in the coming months I can start painting realistic pieces slowly in the mediums I loved, watercolors and oils. So, for someone who is starting off or is even a returning art enthusiast, is it necessary for you to paint every day for that long? Absolutely not. But if you're able to take out even 30 to 45 minutes every day, over time you will see your skills improving. Let me give you some tips on how you can make this journey as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Tip number 1. Paint simple subjects like sunsets and landscapes. They are a great way to start getting comfortable with colors. Choose a subject that makes you feel happy. Is it the beachside? Is it the lush green meadows or the vibrant evening skies? Even if you're not able to paint it exactly the same as your reference, there is a soothing effect in choosing a subject of your liking. Tip number 2. Study your reference before painting. Study the colors, make a list of the colors you can see in the first glance. Then look again. Are you able to see some more? Tip number 3. Have a color wheel handy. There are some really good ones available online. I'll have them linked in the description box. But you can also try making one for yourself. This will also help you understand about color mixing while making your color chart. Tip number 4. Choose a medium that helps you finish your art piece in one sitting or maximum 2. In this stage, you want to be able to see your finished artwork at the soonest to build confidence. Some of my recommendations would be fine liners, colored pencils, gouache, or watercolors. Tip number 5. Choose the appropriate surface to paint on. Using a print paper for watercolors will tear the paper apart and won't give you the desired result. I have listed some budget-friendly art papers in the description against each medium. Go check them out if you need some leads. Tip number 6. Allocate a space in your house that would be your art sanctuary. A desk facing the window, an art room, or even a makeshift work surface. It doesn't matter. Make sure it's sturdy and the place is well lit for you to see the proper colors. Set up the place with all your materials handy and then make it a discipline to turn up to the workplace and start playing with colors. Tip number 7. You can also make use of YouTube tutorials or online classes on platforms like Skillshare or Domestika if you want a guided tutorial to make you feel comfortable. Tip number 8. Don't worry if your painting didn't turn out well. There is a way to correct mistakes in every medium. Learn those techniques. If there is no way to repair, don't worry. Flip the paper over and start again. You have already won. You now know what doesn't work. The next painting will be better. Tip number 9. Take it slow. Take time to get comfortable in a medium. Understand how the pigments interact with paper and one another. Only when you understand that will you be able to make the most out of it. It took me a good 15 years to understand watercolors, oils and sketching, and I'm still learning. Tip number 10, and the most important one. Enjoy your finished art piece. Take out time to appreciate what you have created. It is nothing short of magic. One of the most important things you will have to internalize is to not compare with anyone but yourself. Everybody is on their own journey. Try this for a month and you will definitely see an improvement both in your skill and understanding. Be it the color theory, be it how the medium performs, be it the art surface or even the ease of your brush movement, there is a change bound to happen. All it needs is a discipline from you to start slow and to show up at your art sanctuary every day and give it at least 30 minutes of your time. I hope these tips have now encouraged you to take up a paintbrush and start your journey as well. I'll leave you now to go through the rest of the video as I complete the painting of the beachscape. Do let me know if you have crossed that art barrier and how it felt starting your art journey. I'll meet you again in the next one. Bye for now.